Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffy Kennedy, author of Epic Fantasy Romance. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Very good. Today is Tuesday, May 31st, last day of May. Year's flying by. I think so. I think the summer's going to fly by too, as in days of yore. Uh, yeah, seems like I have a lot of stuff planned for the summer already. So, I was thinking as I sat down that I wonder what I have to think about or talk about or anything this morning. um, yeah, so I got through the major beat of digging bodies out of the rubble, which Dorinda agrees is an appropriate dramatic beat. And now I'm doing final final reveal, which I'm not entirely sure what it is still. Fuck my life. There, that's something in my eye. I don't know what it was. So I'm at 94,000 words on Storm Princess. Uh, and yeah, still have to do this final scene, then my 4 epilogues. So it's going to be longer than 98,000 words, unless I want my epilogues to be only 1,000 words each, which I just think isn't going to happen. But but there's time. So yesterday I got almost 3,000 words, 2,600 something. So maybe I'll get 3,000 today. Well, well, I don't have a lot in my head this morning. I was thinking about um, this trope. I almost feel like I want another word for it. It's like this thing in my eye is still bugging me. All right, we'll see if that works. So I don't know. Is it a cliche? It's it's like a default construction. A default construction that I see some authors fall into. That and it's something I've complained about before, and I think that we just get so programmed to accept this that it becomes like a knee jerk storytelling crutch, default construction. I would call it cliche because it is a little bit, but I feel like this goes beyond that. Anyway, I should say what I'm talking about. Uh, I think that it's this thing where you have one female character, where you have like a group of men and one female character. And, we just see it come up all the time. And I think we're so used to it that we don't think about it. But the book that I'm currently reading and this series that I've been loving. I mean, it's been a great reread. It's weird. I some of these books I think I read half of them and not anymore, or either that or I stopped paying attention. I am getting into the part of the series when I fell off of the series, and I'm because I now I'm having to buy the books, and I'm glomming it. I mean, it's been great. It's been great getting through the stressful times, and um, I'm learning a lot from how she does things like fight scenes. She has so many more fight scenes than I do. And she does them in different ways. So that's been good. I mean, there's so many things I like, but she has a real tendency to have a sole female character and all the rest are men. And every once in a while, it's like she'll drag in, kicking and screaming, another female, and she'll be there a little while and then disappear again. And it's funny because, obviously it's some sort of paranormal, right? Because that's the normal thing that I read. Paranormal thing I read. Ha ha ha. So it's not like the standard reasons for not having female characters or more female characters matter because we're talking about, like immortal beings with superpowers. So you could as easily have an equal number. Why not even just an equal number of males and females? But no, she has way, way more male characters. Sorry, got distracted watching the hummingbird. And we gotta quit doing this, guys. um, yeah, we just need to have more female characters in books. And I think some of this comes from, well, okay, so I'm going to do some broad generalizations here. When men write it, I think it's because it's easier to give distinct characteristics for them to male characters. So, there's like the brainy guy, and there's the suave guy, and there's the big beefy guy. Uh, I rewatched Guardians of the Galaxy last night. Great show. Great show. Um, I love how that movie is done. I see new clever jokes in it every time I watch it. I'm sort of resuming my Marvel rewatch. I'd fallen off of it for a while. Um, in Winter Soldier, there are things I really like about Winter Soldier, but I don't love that movie. I'm not sure why. Maybe some of you can tell me why. I kind of get bored partway through it, and so that's what happened. I'd like gotten an hour into it, and then I had stopped watching it for some reason, and then didn't go back. So I finished it, and I was like, "This is fine." I don't know why I got bored. I mean, there's some great bits. I love the Captain America Black Widow interplay, um, and Sebastian Stan does a great job as Winter Soldier. I don't know what it is about that movie. Anyway, I finally made it through that and did my rewatch of Guardians of the Galaxy. But that's a classic example. And yeah, I know, they're like reaching back to the old Marvel, um, not necessarily doing any gender swapping, which they probably could have. But your main team of Guardians of the Galaxy, right, is you have um, Star Lord, right, and Peter Quill, who is a distinct character, right? He's probably one of the most rounded characters of the group. So you have Star Lord, Peter Quill. Then you have the talking raccoon genetic experiment. Then you have Groot, who is the tree like being. Um, and both of them seem distinctly male, even though there's no reason. They're both voiced by male voice actors anyway. And they're given male characteristics, which, like, why does the tree have to have a gender? Uh, and then you have Gamora, who is the green skinned woman. And then you have, I can't think of his name. It doesn't help for you guys to shout it at me because I cannot hear you. Um, you know who I mean. Big beefy guy, right? Who is very literal. So, so there's like our character types, right? And Gamora is the female. And I know I've talked about this before, but it just starts to drive me crazy how often I see it. And, it's even, and so some of this comes from all of these stories that we've been reading all our lives. And I think that we default to that. So that's one reason. And then I think, like in female driven stuff, when female writers are writing for maybe for female readers too, that there's the, not like other girls thing. That this is how you make your female character stand out and be special if there are no other female characters around, which is just irritating. Yeah. So it's interesting at a Polycon um, coming up at the end of July, one of my travel things. There, I filled out my form for the panels for that, and there one of them is about female friendships and stuff. So I I hope that'll be interesting to hear that panel. I know that more and more readers are asking for that, for books that are about the female solidarity. Um, a lot of times when there are other female characters in the books, the ones that are there are a source of jealousy or competition, um, or they're evil. So, which is okay. I mean, every once in a while I see someone saying, "Oh, well, we shouldn't have any female villains," because, well, for reasons I don't even understand all the reasons. People think that it's like misogynistic, and I almost think it's more egalitarian, right? Women are as capable of evil as men, right? We can be just as terrible. I don't, not quite an argument, a debate with my friend Jim last week at Writer Coffee, because I was talking about, we were talking about war and gender. We were talking about the shootings, and I said that I thought that young men tended to be biologically driven to be more aggressive. That young women have, all the hormones and the energy and so forth, but it tends to channel in a different direction than physical aggression. And he said that he didn't wasn't sure he agreed that, he said, well, do you really think that biology drives our behavior that much? And I said, yeah, I do. I think it's a combination, the nature and nurture debate. Uh, but yeah, and the thing is that he is a very gentle man, and he is not a physically aggressive person in any way. But I was like, there's a reason why they have military academies for boys and not so much for girls. Sure, girls get into trouble and girls act out and do shit, and there's like girls' schools and stuff, but it's not that military structure. And I don't know, maybe that's a programming thing too. Maybe girls are just so relentlessly programmed to be nice that we don't get into physical aggression. But I'm not sure I believe it. I do think that our biology drives us to a certain extent. That we have to remember that we are more than our bodies, that we are also intellectual and spiritual beings, but those hormones and that biological drive. That's what I was saying to Jim. I said, that drive to be herd bull, I think, is responsible for a whole lot of stuff. And you know, garner as many females as you can and rule the other bachelor males. I've just known too many guys like that. Wow. So, anyway, I feel like this is something really need to deliberately work on. Is um, I have no problem with having female villains, but I think that there should be strong female relationships that are not competitive and not jealous, and that I would just love to see new books being written. We won't worry about the old books, but going back and adding in or making it be just a balance, and I know a lot of people are working on that, having, you know, more diverse characters, having characters that are, you know, maybe of no gender or binary, um, or I'm sorry, not binary. I cannot talk. Non-binary. NB. What's wrong with me today? I was trying to say bisexual. That was it. Non-binary, bisexual. Too many bis. I got hung up. Um, but yeah, that's. I think that doesn't Groot later. Isn't Baby Groot turn out to be like genderless or female or something? I'll have to see on the rewatch. So anyway, it's just working against that story trope. Um, and I know I've talked about it before, but I'm not going to stop talking about it until you guys fix it. So, yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. I've kind of got this swelling in my brain, uh, figuring out what this final reveal is going to be. Yeah, and then so the question is, do I go back and do my revision before the epilogues, or do I write the epilogues? I think I'll just see how I feel. All right. Well, instead of that babbling about nothing, I think I'll go get to work. And I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Short week in the US if you had yesterday off. And yeah, gonna be a fun week for me, building up. So I will talk to you all. Oh, on Thursday. You all take care. Bye bye.